Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. Joining us now is our in-house analyst, Aaron Akerejala, with review of stories trending.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good to be back again. And amongst stories trending today, one of Nigeria's foremost banks, the Guaranty Trust Bank PLC, is in the news for the wrong reasons and is scrambling to manage a public relation crisis. A video emerged on Facebook last night showing a senior staff of the bank's Liberian branch, Mr. S. Edward Freeman, crying out after he had been physically assaulted by the bank's managing director, Mr. Ayodeji Bejide. And an argument was said to have ensued between the two men, which led to Mr. Bejide hurling a calculator at Mr. Freeman, which led to a gash on his lips. Wow. All right, in the statements.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look.
Why do you think you don't have a job? Can you go? Go! Yeah.
Edward, calm down.
I'm disappointed in this guy.
Calm down, please.
I'm equally disappointed in you. What have I done wrong?
What you have done, let me tell you what you have done wrong. And calm down. Look, let me tell you something. If I disagree with you, it doesn't mean that you will lose your job. But you will lose your job if you are being rude.
No, I'm not being rude because you don't control your emotions. That is what the problem is.
Listen. Can you listen? Can you listen? Can you listen and calm down? Can you listen and calm down? Listen and calm down. I don't let blood stain your shirt.
But how do you not let blood stain my shirt when you take the calculator and throw it at me? What am I supposed to do? Is this a professional environment?
Why are you shouting at?
No, I'm not shouting at you. I'm telling you because you became brutal.
I said calm down.
You became very brutal. You took a calculator and threw it at me. Look at what you've caused now.
All right, in reaction, a statement sent to Arise News channel by GTB this morning said that it had received with total reprehension the report on the assault on one of its staff. The bank said in quotes, "We wish to inform the public that we have immediately commenced a thorough investigation into the matter in accordance with the professional standards and international best practices." The statement signed by GTB's head of legal and company secretary Alexander Zoe said its branch in Liberia does not condone any form of assaults in the workplace, nor do we compromise on our principle that every GT Bank Liberia staff should be able to work without fear of violence, abuse, or harassment.
This is not looking too good for GTB.
It seems
it's good that Guaranty Trust Bank has issued a statement.
Okay.
To quickly show, responsibility and concern, and to restate the position of the bank. I think what we're dealing with here, because we saw the video.
Yes.
It's a question of anger management.
True.
And the manager, the MD in Liberia, he sounded contrite because he was telling the guy, come, let us talk. And the guy was saying, I've not done anything. Why will you just throw something at me? And the guy was bleeding and he was telling him, don't let the blood get onto your shirt. You could see that he knew that he had stepped out of line.
Yes.
But at the same time, he occupies the leadership position. And others in leadership positions should take a lesson from this. You have to learn to manage your anger. True. It's part of leadership responsibility, whatever the provocation. Yes. And I'm sure BGD has been in the banking profession for a very long time. If this leads to the end of his career, that would be most unfortunate.
And pointing to one fact there, that this might not be the first time for him to have done that. This might not be the first time, and this actually will serve as a deterrent to other people who will probably find it in their nature to want to harass their staff.
Violent conduct in the workplace is unacceptable.
Unacceptable of any kind. And I think it should serve as a deterrent to him and to every other person involved. Okay, moving away from that, let's actually tell you that less than 24 hours to the day slated by the former Kano State Governor, KWANKWASO, to declare his presidential bid, authorities have denied him access to Abuja's Eagle Square proposed venue of the event. The authorities also denied the former governor access to the old parade ground in Abuja, another major public arena. Mr. KWANKWASO, who was who recently defected from the ruling All Progressives Congress to the opposition's People Democratic Party, has announced Wednesday as the day for the event. In a letter signed by Usman Raji, the facility manager of the Abuja International Conference Center and Eagle Square, the government said that the decision to deny him the Eagle Square was to avoid disruption of workflow at the Abuja Secretariat's Federal Secretariat, a major hub of civil servants.
Well, I hope this doesn't become the pattern, whereby when somebody in the opposition party needs to use a public space, then you come up with excuses. The authorities have tried to distance themselves from it, saying, oh, this is a concern of the facility managers. Yeah. But the truth of the matter is that the KWANKWASO team paid for that.
Yes, they paid.
They collected receipts.
Correct.
Which means that, you know, the facility managers had accepted.
They had approved it.
That they could use it.
Yes.
You know, so at what point did they come up with this, you know, sudden illumination, right, that it will disrupt workflow? What we know is that even the ruling government and its allies and associates, they use that Eagle Square, which is, you know, managed like a public space, even during working hours, yes, during the week. It's not used strictly during weekends. If there is going to be workflow disruption, it's the responsibility of the security people to ensure free flow of movement. Traffic. So I hope this is not going to become a pattern, because in the past we have had cases of persons belonging to the opposition, either at the state level or federal level, being denied access to television, publicly owned television stations and spaces. And this usually happens during election time. All voices must be allowed to be heard. The opposition must be encouraged to have its say. And earlier on, we had Akin Oshutokun on this program, and he was saying that as far as he's concerned, it does seem as if the federal government or the ruling party is afraid of KWANKWASO, because they seem to see him as a very strong contender. All
right, so we know that our African Nigerian pop star Davido is trending on social media right now. What has he done?
For the right reasons, I must actually point. Let's say the Nigerian pop star Davido is finally beginning his National Youth Service Corps program 3 years after graduating from Babcock University. Davido, who took to his Instagram story to share a video of himself in white and the NYSC cap, and also a picture of him in khaki and orange boots, which is the regular Corps member's uniform, seemed excited about going to camp. Davido had graduated from the Babcock University back in June of 2015 with a degree in music. Nigeria have reacted to the news online, saying if a billionaire's son and a multi-millionaire in his own right can serve his nation in the compulsory National Youth Service Corps, then why didn't the Finance Minister, Kemi Adeosun, do the same?
Well, maybe a positive fallout from the Adeosun gate.
You had to stick it in. You had to stick it in.
More young people now will realize that, look, you know, they have to do the national service, and it's good to see the video, you know, serving his nation, even if he's been doing very well in his own private way. And I hope this isn't an indication, or maybe it is, that the video too is planning to go into politics.
Who knows?
Public service.
Who knows? Because he has an uncle who is running, who is actually a senator right now, also planning to run for governor.
Thank you so much, Aaron, for joining us on this segment. It's always fun to have you. Well, that brings us to the end of the morning show. Thank you for watching. From our entire team here in Lagos, enjoy the rest of your morning and, of course, the rest of your day. Goodbye.